Hello, everybody. Hi. I am Dr. Rachel Cowart. I am the founder of Zeitgeist. I am a visiting researcher at the University of Cambridge, but I live in Ottawa, which is why I don't sound British. And I'm here to talk to you about one way to promote self-care, following off that talk that we just heard, and how games, video games, are the loneliness antidote, that we all need, So, Rachel, I study brains and games. I have 3 minutes here with you today to explain to you 15 years of my life's work and my 6 figures of student loans as to why games are quietly powering mental health. Big picture, the research shows that games are overwhelmingly good for our mental health. And not only that, they're better at it than other things we do on the internet. One research example, friendships made through online games are close, tight-knit, and long-lasting, which is unlike the loose and diffuse relationships we see on other spaces on the internet. Solo playing games, first-person games, Zelda fans out there, those are also really good for us. Yeah, Zelda. They help us manage our mood, decrease stress, and they're so good at it that as early as 2009, they were flagging video games as prescriptive medicine, so prescribing them to increase our mood, decrease depression, that sort of thing. Games also boost our resilience, and research finds that when we regularly boost our resilience, that we live on average 10 years longer. So it's boosting our mental health and our physical health as well. Part of the reason this happens is because online and offline is a false dichotomy. Digital experiences and non-digital experiences, they're fluid, and we tend to discredit games thinking they live in this invisible box, but they don't. What we do online and what we do in digital spaces impacts the way we see and interact with the world. But it's not all, candy and roses and rainbows. We need to remember that behavior is a signal. You can have the same person playing the same game for the same amount of time every week. It's the same behavior, but the signal could be different. If we feel great after we play games, if it's a place that we find community, right? If it's a place that we manage our stress and relax after school, that's great. That's a healthy thing that we have in our lives. But if we're using it to escape, if we're using it to avoid our responsibilities, that behavior is signaling something else. Because as I said, these experiences, they're reflective of life, right? It's a false dichotomy. And we have to look at how we're using these tools. And like all tools in our toolbox, they can be misused or overused and start to take away from our lives instead of adding to them. But the research shows they're mostly adding. Because the opposite of play isn't work, the opposite of play is depression. And play is central to a life worth living, especially if you get to wield a big sword and kill some baddies. Thank you.